The new Witcher 3 DLC is coming in May 2026. I'll keep you posted on all these Polish news. Stay tuned for What's up guys, I'm Franky Boy on this channel covering everything regarding The Witcher, and I started this channel based on The Witcher 3 where I showed you all the best methods to farm and all the resources you need to get your Geralt to the max level, and it seems like you will now be able to actually use that in new content, which would be insane. Now we already had someone claiming, a Polish journalist, earlier 2025, that this DLC will appear next year. Also, it should be developed by Molasses Flood, an external studio, not CDPR themselves. And this makes sense in many ways because they put out the Red Kit, they made everything such available and easy to understand to get your own Witcher content going. And now they have like a professional video game studio, but not themselves produce that piece of content. Now we have a new news, and it is on this Polish website. And yeah, this is actually a finance investor, or it's claiming that the analyst at Noble Securities new time frame and budgets for CDPR regarding The Witcher as well as The Witcher 4, so Witcher 3 and 4. So the first info we got out of this is The Witcher 3 will appear in May 2026, and this will be like the third major update for it. Now the claim in this is they expect a third add-on that is actually costing to be released in May 2026. They expect 11 million units. Now Witcher 3 sold 60 million. I think 11 million is quite reasonable. And they expect it to cost $30 US dollar, which is, in my opinion, yeah, I would definitely pay that. I would also pay more, maybe not 100 bucks, but I'm totally willing to pay, of course, depending on the type of content, the length and the quality of the content, is there new gear, etc. But I'm generally speaking willing to pay 50 plus because, of course, it's based on an old game, but it's my favorite game. So I'm here, CDPR, give us the content. This is then expected to be the starting point for the marketing for The Witcher 4, and it will kick off that whole marketing campaign. This makes sense in my opinion to now tell a story about Cirilla, how she became that real Witcher, how maybe Geralt still plays a role in her life, but she's developing herself, she's growing, and he might also like step a little aside and make room for her. Maybe we will also find out about the Lynx school that she is in, how she founded it, and yeah, maybe Geralt still plays a role, such as Vesemir was playing for Geralt. I would love that, to be honest, and I think all the players would as well. Now that kickoff for the marketing phase for The Witcher 4, of course, a new DLC for a fan favorite game just makes sense. And then it's actually not too far to Witcher 4. The trilogy shall start with The Witcher 3 by the end of 2027, and he's also stating that trilogy will cost more than planned before. And to be clear with this, they actually have a 50% production cost increase. That is insane. And I'm curious if this is just for more quality or they ran into some unexpected things they have to now cope with. But he's stating CDPR is going for synergies with marketing campaigns, and comparing it to Cyberpunk, it would like be a little bit cheaper because they then of course have like the synergy promoting the Witcher 3 DLC that is leading towards Witcher 4 is of course more cost effective because you can kind of promote the same thing with it, because you promote a DLC that generates money. This then promotes The Witcher 4, making everybody hyped and anticipating The Witcher 4, and then everybody is buying it. Maybe. At least I'm buying it, of course, because again, Witcher 3 is my favorite game until today. And I'm kind of expecting new equipment, new gear, new stories, as well as maybe new talents, etc. for that new DLC, maybe on a scale than the Blood and Wine one, or even bigger. That would be amazing. Now imagine a DLC larger than this, but still more quality or same quality. That would be insane. Now he's also stating something about Project Orion, which is a multiplayer cyberpunk title. And there's yet another studio working on it, 135 persons, and they plan it for the 10-year anniversary of Cyberpunk, so this might release in 2030. We just recently heard a news about The Witcher 4, 5, and 6, where they stated we want to release them in short cycles, so 2 years after each other, and this shall also increase the synergies between marketing, anticipation, etc. And yeah, I can totally imagine someone playing The Witcher 4, maybe it's our new favorite game, maybe even having some post-launch content plan or some DLCs, and then it leading you towards the next game, leading towards the next one, and so on. Having like a constant flow of Witcher content would be amazing. But please don't fall into that Netflix trap, because yeah, that was a constant flow of Witcher content, but not a constant flow that everybody loved. Well, I did not love it, even though I of course consumed it all. Now, they are of course stating the fight with GTA 6. GTA 6 at this point is planned for November 2026, and this will of course not be fishing in the same waters such as a Witcher title, at least not specifically. If you compete for like a Christmas present, and it's a video game, and you either get a Witcher game or GTA, maybe this might be a thing to consider. But keep in mind that of course the DLC will come out next year in 2025. We then have 2026, May 2026. We then 5 months later have the full GTA 6 release. Maybe there's also rumors going on that this will be delayed yet another time, and then 1 year later, or maybe half a year later, depending on the delays, we will likely have The Witcher 4. Now, this release has not been officially announced yet for The Witcher 4. It's just rumors and prediction at this point. And also keep in mind that this source right here, it's like kind of aiming for finance investors, giving advice maybe when you want to invest or if you want to invest at all. So it does not like focus on gaming news specifically. But this is like kind of giving out some of the same info that we got from the Polish journalist, again this year 2025 already. And having two independent sources, also from different press areas, confirming the same stuff can be quite interesting. But now, also keep in mind, you are a finance investor and invested 1 million into CDPR, then you have someone, just randomly someone put out an article, yeah, this is gonna be amazing next year. What's the reaction? Everybody's gonna buy CDPR stonks. You get 25% plus, just immediately sell it, and there you go with 250k. What I want to say with this is like always think about, are there hidden stakes of persons, organizations or so? Do they just want to be in the news, presented to you, or is it like real info? And you can't really tell, but this investor right here, he seems to have a good track record. But please take this with a pinch of salt and don't take this as financial advice, of course. I don't recommend that. And at this point, that info has already been priced into that market price. And yeah, it does not seem like, let's stop here, no financial advice. What an amazing time to live in a world where 11 years after the launch of the game, it will still get yet another paid, likely big DLC if you see that price and compare it to the next gen update, which was completely free. Also, of course, that next game update then setting the path for that DLC to still be like playable and worth playing. If they had that in mind, I guess they already had that in mind, also launching the Red Kit to have people develop and kind of help them testing what is like the biggest trouble when developing on that next gen Witcher build, etc. We also have a new update coming next year, which will then introduce modding for the console community, only with a specific website, but that's it. Insane. That is still coming up next year. It should already be out right now, but it isn't, unfortunately. But this will then, of course, lead to yet another quality update for The Witcher 3, making it possible for you to mod it, as well as having some new content to play it. It just seems like a logical step. I'm curious what your thoughts are on that new leak on The Witcher 3. Also, check out this video right here, or that one that is recommended to you by YouTube. Thank you so much for sticking in. I hope you get still some nice holidays, and hopefully you will then have a happy new year 2026. See you in the next one, and goodbye.